Greetings, YouTube. I recently read a thread over on Boing Boing that dealt with sex and gender. To most people, sex and gender are binary concepts. A person's sex is either male or female. A person's gender is either male or female, which of course is complete and utter bull. Biologically, there are a spectrum of sexual expressions genetically. People can be 100% male or 100% female, but there's a lot of gray zones between those two ends. People who don't have XY or XX situations, XXY, XYY, secondary sexual characteristics that do or don't show more than one set of sexual characteristics. And I think it's unfair to just expect everyone you see to be either male or female. I know it can kind of squig some people out when they think about the fact that their neighbor or their coworker may not fall into a category that they're comfortable with. But that really isn't the problem of their neighbor or coworker, now is it? It's their problem. And gender is even far more mutable. If you look at the Kinsey scale, most people fall somewhere in the middle. They aren't at either end of that scale. And it isn't uncommon, particularly during their developmental years, for people to have gender questions and express themselves physically with members of their own gender or the opposite gender, or they discover that they are somewhere in between. What some people consider the elusive bisexual, and sometimes people refer to as genderqueer, people who fall into a no set category, into no pigeonhole. Well, quite frankly, I'm fine with that. How a person chooses to represent themselves to the world is their choice. It doesn't really harm me at all. I paraphrase Abe Lincoln, I believe it was, who said that another person's religious choices neither breaks my leg nor picks my pocket. In the same regard, how another person chooses to express their gender has no real effect on me. I joked with a friend once concerning the choices that teens make about their sex lives. And I laughed and I said, it's not my dick, it's not my issue. And that's the truth. If I'm not involved in the process, it's really none of my business. I just think that we don't teach children that both sex and gender are mutable concepts. And that over time, as more people raise children to be more open-minded and accepting of the fact that it's okay to play with trucks and dolls, it's okay to play with toy swords and want to get dressed up in fancy clothes, regardless of what those clothes may look like. There's no issue here. If a person chooses to express themselves in a way that makes you uncomfortable, ask yourself, why does it make you uncomfortable?